Government spokesperson Jimmy Mani may be required to resign as president of the Black Management Forum. And South Africans can now engage directly with the National Planning Commissioners through an online dialogue until Saturday. I'm Richard Brooks. Government spokesperson Jimmy Mani may be required to resign as president of the Black Management Forum. This follows the public protector Thuli Madonsela's finding that he had a conflict of interest between his personal interests and as Director General of the Labour Department, and later as CEO of the GCIS. Madonsela tabled the report for the media in Pretoria. She found that Mani had failed to comply with the Public Service Code of Conduct and the rules of the Public Service Commission. This means that there may be changes to some or all of Mani's official responsibilities.
My finding on this matter is that Mr. Mani did have a conflict of interest between his personal interest in the BMF and his duty towards the Department of Labour. I also found that Minister Mbatisi Mdladlana, who was in charge of that department at the time, failed to comply with the relevant provisions of the Code of Conduct and the rules that required him to manage effectively the said conflict of interest as the relevant executive authority of the department.
South Africans can now engage directly with the National Planning Commissioners through an online dialogue until Saturday. The NPC Jam will give registered participants access to online brainstorming discussions with commissioners on the country's Vision 2030. The platform will give South Africans an opportunity to discuss some of the challenges the country is currently facing, including unemployment, poverty and corruption. Minister in the Presidency and Chairperson of the Commission, Trevor Manuel.
The first responses from people is, no, it's actually not commissioners sitting there. These are just flunkies.
Is that you?
we don't know that you actually are commissioners sitting there. And as the discussion unfolds, I think people can sense that these are commissioners and they have an understanding of topics. And then we're actually seeing people come out. There was one rather persistent person who thinks that we must call up all the other ministers and get them to participate in this as well.
Auto industry leaders in Port Elizabeth say they are satisfied with the discussions they held with President Jacob Zuma. The President has been visiting automotive plants in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro to drum up support for job creation. He's accompanied by a delegation that includes Eastern Cape Premier Ono Kivit, Land Reform Minister Gugile Nkwinti, and the Metro's Executive Mayor Zanono Waile. David Pauls is the Managing Director of Volkswagen South Africa in Uitenhage.
We had very fruitful discussions. We were given, as NAMSA as well as NARCAM, a lot of time to explain where we are as an industry, as well as where we'd like to be in 10 years' time, and also identifying the challenges that we have. Good debate around the challenges, good understanding of the challenges we have, and also some positive outcomes in terms of a process that we will now use to engage at a higher level with all the stakeholders.
Catch the latest news anytime here on Newsbreak, Option 1.